Then that's it. Okay. So last time, wait, I'll sit here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay?
Push you out. Little bit. Okay.
That's okay. So last time we were talking about you leaving Siberia by trains, right?
Right.
They put all the Jewish people on trains. There were only Jewish people or Poland also?
We were mostly with Jewish people.
Mostly
The
Jewish.
camp was Jewish.
Yeah.
from
But
Poland.
they took from another camps around the area, right? Not only your camp.
Yeah.
They took it, they gathered all the people from all over
Uh-huh.
the camps that were around you or
Uh-huh.
in Siberia.
Uh-huh.
Not only your camp,
Okay.
right? I'm asking you.
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't know.
I was just staying with people that close to me from the camp.
Okay.
You know.
And they put you on the trains.
Right.
And it took like 2 weeks to get to Kazakhstan,
Well, I
right?
don't know. It's hard to say.
That's what I remember you. No.
Whatever I told you. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Because I don't know, 2 weeks or whatever.
All right.
2 weeks looks like
You remember
looks like a long time.
You remember the journey on the train?
Well, the journey is not anything special. You know, we took the train and we went to Kazakhstan, and we landed in Almaty.
Almaty?
Almaty was
Oh yeah, I didn't put the telephone. Wait.
The what?
I want to record you, so I forgot. Wait. Okay. All right. So you don't remember the journey on the train? I mean, did you have food? Did they stop the train? To let you go out to breathe some air. Do you remember anything?
We were treated well.
You remember that you were treated well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And then when you arrived, you remember the day that you arrived to Kazakhstan?
Well, yeah, first we stopped in Jambul, I think.
Jambul, yes.
That was the capital of Kazakhstan.
Okay.
And we were told we couldn't stay there. That was the capital of Kazakhstan.
Did you want to stay there in the capital? You didn't mind. You didn't know. You didn't mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we continued.
Why did you stop? Why did you stop in Jambul?
Because that's a big place. I think. I don't know if we stopped there before or originally.
Okay. Do you know if anyone from the train got off in
Not
Jambul?
that I know of. No. I think the majority continued. We were told to go to the destination.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
And you remember how long did it take to go from Jambul to the place that you were?
Not too far.
Not too far.
Not too far. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Tell me what happened after you left Jambul.
Well, we arrived at the place there, and we were given jobs. You know.
Before that, you said that you remember the day that you arrived to. What's the name of the place that you were embarked?
Jambul.
After Jambul, where did you go? Where did the train stop after Jambul?
I think we went to the destination.
What was the name? You don't know?
I don't remember exactly.
Okay.
But probably, if I was interviewed or if I was talking about it before, I must have mentioned the place.
Okay, I will do. Okay. I'll read it
Uh-huh.
again. I read part of it, but not all of it.
Okay.
Okay.
There was nothing different. We arrived and we landed and we were given jobs. In order
Did they tell you, okay, you just arrived, you just landed, and they told what? All the Jewish people come here, you're going to a camp. Did they give you orders? Did they tell you anything? Did they mention where you're going? How do you go to live? Who is going to live? Did they give you any information?
everything, evidently they did. We talked about it and we were told, and if we wanted to know anything, we would ask and they would tell us. You know.
But okay, so they took all of the people from the train, or they separated you for different
I'm
places?
not sure.
You're not sure. Okay.
It was a big place where we stayed, you know. And
They gave you housing.
they had some.
You remember what did you see when you got off the train? You remember anything
Not
on that
really.
day? Okay.
It was okay. It
Okay.
was,
Okay. But you were all together, all the family.
yeah.
What about your uncle? Where were he? Where were?
Well, they were sent the same to Kazakh, you know. They wound up in a different place.
Oh, okay.
We were not at the same location.
They were far away from you?
Yeah, we didn't.
You didn't see
We
them?
didn't see them.
Okay.
Mhm.
Did it make your uncle was your mother's brother, right?
No, the uncle was my father's brother.
Your father.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So they went to a different place.
Yeah.
Okay. And all right. So you got off the train. They told you, okay, they gave you a house, or that you have to, to choose by yourself, to look for
Well,
yourself.
whatever was available, we took, you know.
Well, it was, try to describe me the place, if you remember, of course. You don't remember?
Not too much.
Not too much.
Yeah.
It was a village that you had to, rent a house, or it was like a camp that was made only for the Jewish people that came from the train, from other places.
I don't think it was like a camp. That wasn't. I don't know if people were there before us. So, I don't know.
Okay. So actually, you had to look for a house by yourself
To find a place to live.
to live. How did you do it? You didn't know the place. You didn't know
Well,
anybody,
You go from house to house and you find
and you're asking if
Yeah,
there is
ask
any
if there
available.
was a place to rent.
Okay.
to
And
stay.
that's what you did.
Yeah.
Who did it? You, Baruch, your mother, your father. Who did it?
I was mostly in charge. Yeah. I spoke to the people and I talked to my parents, and we made a decision where to go, to what to rent. We rented a room basically for the whole family.
One big room
Yeah,
for all of you.
yeah.
So
For our family was separate from the relatives.
yes,
We were not together.
you remember the house that you rented?
Well, the people that lived there, they lived in their house, but they also had
Ah,
a little rental
okay.
next door. You know, a one bedroom or whatever. Wasn't too much of wasn't a big place.
But it was enough for you.
Evidently, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You remember the people that you rented the house from them? You remember the family?
Well, I think I do casually that the people, he was working for the railroad. The,
The father of the family?
no, the people that lived in the house next door.
Yeah.
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 So he worked at the railroad station?
He was something with had something to do with the railroad. Yeah.
He had children? They had children? This family?
No, I think they were already much
Sure.
older.
Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
No children were around
No,
the house.
no.
Okay. And how did they treat you? I mean, how did they know that you were Jewish?
Evidently they did. Yeah.
Okay. And how did they reacted to this?
They were friendly.
They were friendly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And what about the other people in the village who knew that you were Jewish? Did you feel anything like, um, not nice towards you because of your Judaism?
All I remember was positive things. You know, we were treated well, and we talked, and I had no complaints. You know.
What about the language? You didn't speak their language. How did you manage to?
Well, it was Russian.
It was Russian, they
Yeah.
talked Russian.
Yeah.
And you already knew Russian from Siberia, from the
Siberia,
camp in
yeah,
Siberia.
yeah.
Okay, okay. Did you talk fluently?
The what?
Did you talk fluently Russian?
Yeah, fluently.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you communicated with them like easily.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. And you said that they were kind friendly.
Very,
Yeah.
friendly.
They were okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So you got a house, right? 1-bedroom house
Yeah.
for the whole family.
Uh-huh.
Can you tell me about your father at those days? What about your father?
My father was not very active after this, in Siberia and after Siberia. He didn't take it too easily.
Did you have any communication with him? Did you talk to him?
We talked to him,
Yeah.
because in order to collect, bread was rationed.
Yes.
And wherever you went, wherever you were, you had to have a job and to collect the rations, because bread was not available in the store without coupons.
So he took care of it?
The what?
He took care of it? Your father?
Yeah.
Did he take care of it? Of the bread or something? To go and take bread and everything?
Well, I would usually handle it
You handled it.
Yeah.
And what did he do
Not too
most
much.
of the day?
Not too much.
He stayed at home?
Yeah.
Okay. He didn't look for a job?
I think they were giving some jobs for people that were not able to do the regular jobs. Yeah.
How old was he, you remember, at that time?
He was not an old man.
But he was acting like an old man, right?
Yeah, well, he lost his business and
Yeah.
he was not independent.
He couldn't recover.
What?
He couldn't recover after losing his business.
Yeah, it was hard for him to accept conditions and yeah. But also his brother and family, they were close by in Siberia, but we didn't get to see them.
Yeah. Okay. Can you tell me about? Okay, I know about your father.
Mhm.
Okay, you told me about your father that he really was very hard for him to recover after losing his business
Yeah.
in Rimanov, and he didn't cooperate much in Siberia or in Kazakhstan, right?
Uh-huh.
He was kind of with himself.
Right.
Tell me about your mother. Let me know your mother. I don't know anything about your mother.
Uh-huh.
Just that she was cooking, she was, taking care of, food for you that
Yeah.
you brought. Tell me about her. Let me know her.
She was more educated than my father. She went to public school, and she is the one that was able to read and write on her own. And she could speak the language. She handled things better than my father.
Yeah. How did she react towards your father? I mean, did she try to wake him up, to tell him, hey, you are the head of the family, take care of us or
No.
something, or she let him, be with.
She just did whatever was able to do and to get bread and get jobs. You know.
What do you mean get jobs? Did she
Well,
go to?
I had to go to work there.
But she stayed at home,
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
She cooked, she cleaned,
Yeah. Right.
yeah. What else did she do? I mean,
Pretty much, that's what he did.
mhm.
He did.
Do you remember any conversation that you had with her about the situation, about your worries or her worries? Did you remember any dialogues between you?
Not really too much because nothing was well known. You know what happened to the people that stayed behind in Romanov. We found out later on that not there were no survivors in town.
When did you find out about it? When?
Well, as soon as we were able to get contact with the people in Romanov, you know.
Did you have any contact with the Polish in Rimanov that you could
Well,
ask them what was happening there?
yeah, we did, but all we knew that they were the people that were still alive were sent to concentration camps, and none of those returned to Romanov.
What did you think when you find that out? What did you think about?
Well, we knew what was happening before because people in Siberia they had contact with some people in Romanov, and
And they told you about what was
they told us about being sent to
concentration camp.
concentration camps, and yeah, it wasn't.
So what did you? How did you react to this information? Did you talk between yourself? Maybe that you were lucky living, or I don't know. Did you express your feelings, your thoughts?
Sure we did. We felt sorry what happened
Yeah.
for anybody, and including us, you know. But we tried to make life temporarily, you know, to get a job, to get the rations, the bread, and just to survive. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you had an apartment. You rent an apartment. All right.
Yeah.
Uh, the rent, was it high for you? Was it okay?
Evidently, we managed. We had enough money to take care of it.
Okay. Tell me about finding a job. How did you find a job? What did you do? You, Baruch.
I don't even remember exactly what jobs we found and what we did.
You don't remember?
No,
Okay.
it's been a long time.
Yeah. But you know you were working. You were working.
Yeah.
You found a job.
Yeah, the people were friendly, you know.
The neighbors.
The people that when we had a job where we worked, they they were friendly, you know.
Okay.
Mm.
So you say that because you think they were helping you to find a job. They were helping.
Yeah, everything that we needed and they could do, they
They did.
they were helpful. Yeah.
Okay. What about your father? Did he go to work or he stayed at home?
He didn't work there. There wasn't. He wasn't. He wasn't able to do a lot of things. He, but in Siberia, he was given certain jobs.
In
Yeah.
Siberia.
Yeah.
Okay. But not in Kazakhstan.
No,
He stayed at home with your mother?
I guess so.
You know if he helped her with something or he just,
He did what he could. He survived, and we were liberated later and went to Romanov, and we started a business in Poland.
yeah. So anyway, you were actually was running the family.
Uh-huh.
You,
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
Was it okay from him? Because I'm asking this because sometimes when the head of the family, the father,
Mm-hmm.
like yours, had a business, he brought the money, he helped the family survive and living like normal life, and suddenly he's like,
Yeah.
he can't do anything. He let his son, 15, 16 years old son, running the family,
Yeah.
not him. So,
It wasn't a good situation. Yeah. But he tried. He he would try to accept whatever he could because he couldn't do anything better. You know.
he didn't have the energy, the strength
No.
to do anything.
No. In
Okay.
Siberia, the same thing. He was not cooperating too much. You know.
I mean, the minute you left Rimanov, he was kind of shut himself
Yeah.
and didn't contribute much to
In
the.
Romanov, he was a person.
Yeah,
He was a businessman.
yeah,
We had 2 gas stations,
yeah.
one in town and one in
The result, yeah, I
the
know.
resort.
And now suddenly, he felt maybe that he was worth nothing, maybe.
Yeah.
hmm Tell me, is there any studies in the camp? I mean, Ezra was like what, 11, maybe 12?
He was born in 28.
Ezra.
Yeah.
No, Ezra was Eddie was the little one. The younger brother, Ezra,
Yeah.
right? He was like at Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
He was like what, 12, 13?
Yeah.
What did he do all day?
I think he had a job. I don't
Also?
recall any details.
But kids like in his age went to work also?
I think so.
Okay. What else do you remember from your life there in the camp? Tell me what you remember.
You mean
In Kazakhstan,
in Kazakhstan?
in the village, yes, in the camp.
All I remember from Russia that we were not mistreated, and the people were cooperating and helpful. And there's not much they could do, and there isn't a lot that we wanted them to do. You know, we were just hoping that we'll be released and go back to Romanov, back.
That was before you knew what was happening in Rimanov.
Yeah.
That all, okay.
Mhm.
But after you found out that all the Jewish people were sent
The
to
majority were sent to
yeah.
concentration.
You didn't want to go back to Rimanov,
Well,
I imagine.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So let's try maybe to remember together.
Yeah.
You said that you found a job.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose that Baruch also found a job, right?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Okay. So did something, okay, you don't remember what you were doing there.
Not really, but we tried to be in contact with people and whatever we did, and to get some help if we needed. You know.
Okay. But you remember that you were surviving,
Yeah,
that you had enough money
yeah,
for food, for clothing.
yeah.
Yeah,
I guess so.
you guess. You know, I read the transcript of your interview
Yeah,
from Wisconsin, and there was you mentioned something that happened with Baruch, that he was arrested. Do you remember anything like this? That he was I think he was he
yeah,
stole something and he
No.
was arrested and sent to jail.
yeah.
Tell me about it.
Well, there were several people like Baruch, a couple of his friends, that would get on the train in the original place where we lived. There were Russian soldiers traveling
Okay.
on the train.
He got on the train
He got on the train.
when? When you were when you were already in Kazakhstan, you
I
mean?
guess so. I don't, yeah.
Okay. So what did you
What
do?
they tried to do, they tried to exchange the army boots for locally made by Jewish people from Poland, fancy boots, you know.
Who wanted the boots?
What?
Who wanted the boots? I didn't understand what you were saying. You said that Baruch got on the train, tried to exchange what?
The boots he was buying from some Jewish people that were making him in Russia. And they looked like officers' boots,
Okay.
but they were not as good as the army boots. The army boots were made
Okay.
to last longer,
Okay.
and it was against the law to get on the train
Mm.
and to contact some of the people
Okay.
and ask them if they would like to
What? Exchange?
exchange.
It was illegal.
What?
It was illegal.
Yeah,
And he did it.
yeah.
So what happened?
He didn't get in trouble, but he tried to avoid police because police didn't like the idea what they were trying to do. He wasn't the only one. There was a friend from Romanov. He was very good at it. That he
Okay.
would get on a train and he would make contact with the Russian soldiers, and they would be willing to make a deal to trade in the army boots and to get the locally made by Jewish people. But the
Okay.
people that they traded in were better worth more money than the people that they took in. It wasn't a good deal because they were not made to last as long as the army was.
Okay. And what happened?
No. Well, we had some problems. Like I remember once where a Russian soldier that was made a deal, and he found out it wasn't a good deal for him. And next time he was on the train coming by, he was asking for money back for the deal. Yeah. So we walked him home from the railroad station.
The soldier?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we promised to make it good, to give him some money to satisfy him. It's all very complicated, and it's all not good memories.
What was happening with Baruch? Why did he got into jail? I read that they arrested him.
Yeah.
For what? Maybe.
Well, it was
stealing or something.
What?
For stealing something?
No. He was arrested because there was a sugar factory in town.
Okay.
In Jambu.
Okay.
And we were able to get some sugar that was. People wanted to buy it, and it wasn't available in the stores. So he approached somebody at the train on the outside.
Okay.
And if they wanted to buy a kilo sugar or 2 kilo, and there was a Russian policeman that watched the situation, and we were outside watching what was going on, and we told him to just drop it and leave,
What did they do? I mean, what? They tried to steal it, the sugar? They tried to take the sugar?
Yeah.
Okay, so you were looking and you saw the Russian soldier watch the the situation.
Right.
And you tried to warn Baruch?
Yeah, we warned Baruch. We were not on the platform.
Yes, okay.
We were away on the outside.
But you watched it?
We were watching the deal, and we kind of screamed, leave,
Did he hear you?
Well, yeah.
And
he grabbed the sugar and he started running. And the police caught him. It was rainy and it was kind of muddy outside, and he was arrested. And he was taken to jail, and he had a trial, and he got 7 years in prison, and he was sent away to a camp.
You remember the trial?
The what?
The trial. Do you remember it? The trial. The trial.
The trial?
Yeah, you remember?
Yeah.
You were there in the court where they sentenced him?
Well, we found out what was going on, We knew that he was sentenced to 10 years.
10 or 7?
Or 7, whatever it was.
How did you react to this? Your mother, your father, you?
You couldn't do anything. You had to try to save him, wherever he goes. We'll keep in touch and send him some bread or something.
Did you manage to send him bread?
Yeah.
Really?
You could send packages to jail. But he came out, he came back,
After how long?
It took a while. I don't know, a year maybe.
How come?
What?
How come he was released earlier?
It's hard.
You don't remember? Okay. Okay. You said that you sent him food, bread, right? So, and you had to pay rent for the apartment, and you had to get food and clothing for the whole family. How did you manage to earn enough money for all of this? It takes, not.
Well, what happened was there was a woman next door where we lived,
Yeah.
and she asked me to clean up her house outside from the snow. Yeah. And when I cleaned it up, she asked me to come inside her house, and she feeded me with some soup and some bread. And she said, she tried to tell me that she is distributing cards in the neighborhood, bread cards. And there are people, like she was issued a card from the 10th of the month, and she had some left from the 1st to the 10th. And she said that had to go to an office.
Okay.
But if I could use it, I can have it. But it's not kosher, it's not legitimate. But if I would make friends with some of the salespeople, there were young women in the store, and I would tell them, I'll give you 5 kilo coupons, and I just want 3 kilo bread, and 2 kilo for you.
So they were willing to give. They were willing to give you.
Well, they were willing to go along with it. And we made a lot of friends like this, because these Russians in the stores, they benefited. They got the coupons for a couple extra pounds.
But she gave you. You keep working at this woman's house constantly, or once in a.
We were next door neighbors.
Okay.
So she asked me from time to time. She would entertain soldiers,
Okay.
Russian soldiers.
Yeah.
And she said, I'm having a party like over the weekend, and I need money for vodka, for this, for that. Can you, if I give you some extra coupons, can you sell it and get some money, And
So she gave you the coupons, and you were taking care of, the business.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I would try to get some extra money because she wanted to buy vodka and some other things for the party. She invited some soldiers, and we did this. This went on for quite a while, where she would give me some extra coupons, So we had to find a place to sell the coupons, you know. And there was a market for it.
At the town where you were living?
Yeah.
All right.
So once what happened was there was somebody from Almaty. Almaty was the capital.
Okay.
That came to Jambul. And he was from Romanov.
Who was from Rimanov?
The men
That
that came.
That you gave him the coupons?
No, he came to visit in Jambul.
Oh, he was Poland.
He was Jewish.
He was Jewish.
Yeah.
Who came from Rimanov?
No, he came from Almaty,
Okay.
which was the capital of Kazakhstan.
Okay.
And he said he got in trouble, and they let him go if he would work and help the police find
Thief.
whatever.
Okay.
So he asked somebody by the same name as mine, Mendel or whatever, who is in charge of selling the coupons. He said he didn't have any to sell, but he should come and see me, you know.
Him.
What?
To see him.
No, to see me. He said he didn't have any coupons to get rid of. But if he talks to me, I can probably talk to my woman and she'll get me some extra coupons.
For him.
Well, to sell it to him. I could sell it to him. Yeah.
He asked you to take some more coupons from the woman?
Yeah.
And give it to him?
Well, not to give it to him, to sell
it to him?
Yeah. He needed a contact to find out because he was in prison. He was working for the police now. See?
So what? It was a scheme? What?
Yeah.
He was lying to you. Okay. So what happened?
So we made a deal and we showed him, you know.
You believed him?
What?
You believed him?
Yeah, because he lived in a small village near Romanov, and we knew who he was.
You knew him from Rimanov. So you believed him?
Yeah.
But he was lying to you. So what happened?
What happened was he made a deal with us to come and pick up
the coupons. Okay.
And instead of him coming, the police came.
Okay. So what happened?
Well, they arrested my father.
Your father also?
What?
Why your father?
Well, he was in the house at the time.
They came to your house?
Yeah.
You told the men where you live?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
To come and get the coupons?
Yeah.
So instead of this man came the police? Okay, and so they arrested your father?
Yeah.
Wow.
And my mother kind of sneaked out the house.
And Ezra and
what?
And your brother?
They didn't get her. And I was at work.
Oh.
And they didn't come to look for me. I was working for the railroad station.
Okay.
Making ice or whatever.
Okay.
And they arrested my father.
He was the only one in the house?
No.
Who was also in the house?
Baruch, the brother.
No, Baruch was in jail at that time, no?
No.
It was before.
He was, yeah.
So they arrested Baruch and your father?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And
they both wound up in a jail in town. My mother would walk every day barefoot.
To the jail?
To the jail.
Wow.
To bring some
food. Okay.
And And my brother, I guess, was sent away. He got a sentence in the court, and it was a problem because what we did was not. It was okay if you didn't get caught. If you got caught, it was a problem.
What do you mean?
They didn't come to look for me. I was at work, and they left me alone. So I was able to work with lawyers and with different people to try to get my brother out, my father. Yeah,
Wait, you were working at the railroad station, right? You told me you were working at the railroad station.
yeah,
Yeah?
okay.
What kind of relationships did you have with lawyers and stuff? You went looking for a lawyer to...
Well, there was a building
Okay.
in town, and there was a lawyer's office.
And you went there?
I went there, and most of them were from Russia, from Moscow and Leningrad.
Okay.
They were Jewish lawyers.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. And I told them what was happening with my brother, my father. And they said, we'll do our best to try to get him out, you know.
Yes, they were willing to help you?
Yeah.
Did you...
They were Jewish lawyers.
Yeah.
From Moscow.
Did you... They asked for money? Or just
Not
for...
necessarily.
No?
They knew we didn't have money much. But they wanted to be helpful, you know.
Okay.
And they said if they send them away, or whatever happens, they're going to keep in touch with the police and with the courthouse and try and get them out. You know. And they represented us at the Supreme Court in Moscow.
Why Supreme Court in Moscow?
Well, because all the other courts before rejected our wishes to let him go. We applied to get him released, and they wouldn't do it. So we had to go.
So you went to the Supreme Court in Moscow?
Well, we went to the lawyers.
They went to Moscow to the Supreme Court for you?
They happened to be there, yeah. They went to the Supreme Court for us. And they...
So, okay.
Anyway,
And meanwhile, your father and Baruch were in jail in the city? Or they were sent away already?
just Baruch was sent away.
Baruch were sent away?
Yeah.
Far?
Yeah,
And your father was staying in jail in your city?
yeah.
Okay.
And my mother would walk every day barefoot to the jail,
To give him some food?
which was several kilometers from the house, to bring some food for my father, you know. And my father had some problem with his hand. It was an injection.
Okay.
And I think in Russia, the court tries to protect people with it if they are not perfect, if they have a problem.
A medical problem?
Medical problem, yeah. They would say, don't harm, you can't harm him, you know. It was back and forth, and the lawyers that went to Moscow, they said, we're going to go to the Supreme Court, and we're going to represent you, and we're not going to charge you a penny.
Wow.
Yeah. And they did go, and they released my brother
The Supreme Court,
Yeah,
yeah, released your brother.
yeah.
So he came back after something like a year or something.
Whatever.
Yeah, he came back home.
Yeah.
And your father
And my father was also,
released.
yeah. It's
Wow, it's a big story. I mean,
well, these lawyers were very professional in Moscow, and they knew how to. They knew that he didn't kill anybody. They knew that he didn't rob anybody. They just knew that he sold some red tickets or whatever,
to survive,
to survive. So they tried to
get him out.
get him out. Yeah.
Wow.
But then there was a family that came from Moscow, and they got off in town where we lived, and there was a place for refugees, and we met them there, and we tried to help them.
You try to help them.
And we took him in to our apartment
Wow.
to find an apartment for them someplace else.
In the camp.
And this was a mother and a daughter. And we became close friends.
Only a mother and a daughter, no husband?
No. So they said they knew what was going on, that they're going to try and do their best and be helpful. Whatever it was, Bernie survived and he came back from jail. And my father, they let him go, And
So what you were saying that the Jewish people, first of all, what I'm learning from the story, that there were Jewish people in Kazakhstan. They were lawyers, independent professions.
They were from Moscow, but they were practicing
In your area.
In
the area.
Yeah, but they were originally from Moscow. Yeah, they went to school there, and they knew how to
get along with the law and everything. Yeah. But what I'm saying is that between the Jewish people, the high class Jewish people and the refugees, was you said fraternity?
Yeah.
Kind of fraternity to help each other?
Most of the Jews in town were in the city, not where we lived by the railroad station. So we really didn't get much help from the Jewish people that we knew. But the Russian Jews, they did a lot of work and tried to let them come free. And they came free. Yeah.
So what you're saying that Jewish people in Kazakhstan, okay, that they had independent, professions. I mean, they were
well, they were lawyers.
Lawyers, doctors.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So they were part of the non-Jewish community, actually.
Right.
Okay. They were accepted by the non-Jewish community in Kazakhstan, as you know?
Yeah, because everybody knew that they know what they're doing.
And the non-Jewish community was like treated them as equal?
Yeah,
at that time?
they treated everybody, I think, as they did.
Oh, okay. Even the Muslims? In Kazakhstan, there were many Muslims, right?
Yeah, but they were not enemies of the Jews. The Muslims were okay, because even when I was working for the railroad station, there was a Muslim that was working for the company, and he was friends with, with the Jews.
Mhm.
The Muslims, they felt they were occupied by the Russians.
Oh, okay. Okay.
See, Kazakhstan was not Russia originally. It was
It was independent.
a Muslim state,
Yeah,
and then taken over by the
by the
Russians.
Russians.
So
So they felt that they are under occupation.
yeah,
Okay. So they felt you have the same destiny.
the what?
You have the same destiny, you and them. It's kind of
Yeah.
make you bond
Uh-huh.
in any. Okay.
They tried to be. There was Kazakhstan had Muslims, and Uzbekistan had also Muslims.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But they were injected by the Russian government.
Mm.
They were part of the government, but they always felt,
Outsiders?
yeah, outside.
So you told me a very, very interesting story today about, Baruch and your father getting into jail,
Yeah.
yeah, released, yeah. But you took care of them. I mean, you went to this lawyer office and tried to
Yeah.
recruit the lawyers to defend your father and,
Sure.
yeah.
I got
Wow.
to know a lot of important people.
Uh-huh. Yeah. You know how to do it.
The what?
You know how to do it, to get along with people.
Yeah.
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 That
So
is
evidently
very
I
good.
did,
Yeah.
But then when we arrived in Poland, we started a business.
When you came back
Yeah.
after the war?
Yeah.
After the war.
Uh-huh.
But before you went to Vienna?
Before we went to.
Okay, we will get there. Well, okay. All right.
I don't know. It's
Yes.
intermingled and it's.
You had a long way.
I know.
A very long way.
But what I found out, that there are good people all over the world.
Even non-Jewish. Even non-Jewish.
Yeah. And it's because we didn't kill anybody, we didn't harm anybody. And the people that knew that my family had a problem in jail, and I used to see them, I was in charge of going to the cafeteria to feed lunches for the people at work.
Okay.
And I made friends with the waitresses there, and they knew what happened to my family and my father in jail. And they were very respectful.
Mm.
They said the Russians, when you're put in jail, they'll tell anything to get out. And you people didn't involve anybody outside.
Okay.
And
you took the blame.
You
took the blame. You didn't. Okay.
And you survived.
Mm-hmm.
So they thought it was a good way of.
You were respected.
Yeah.
Nice story. Okay. You know, time is running fast here, you
Is
know,
it? Yeah.
for me. I'll stop it, wait. Okay. All
We
right.
say in Yiddish, we say, Eide Azarleben ist schon besser besses.
Now translate it for me.
What?
Translate it for me.
Instead of a life like this, I would prefer a better life.
Yeah. But you know, the way you accepted your life,
Yeah.
it's, in my eyes, it's extraordinary. I mean, I hear a different story from you than the stories I heard from other people at the same time.
Yeah.
And I think that this is because you accept things differently.
Uh-huh.
You search for the, you are very optimistic
Uh-huh.
and you search the good things in everything. That's how I feel about you.
I
Yeah.
did.
And even though the times were very hard,
Mhm.
you know, the cold, money, clothing, everything was
yeah.
hard.
I know.
But you talk about it as, you know, okay, we had to survive and we did everything we could to survive.
Uh-huh.
And it's a different attitude than the other story I heard from other people, you know. And it's very unique to you because you're a very special man.
Well, thank
And
you.
it's very, and your way of looking at life is also very different, very unique.
Uh-huh.
So,
Well, I tried to do the best we could and not to harm anybody, you know. But some people that I was dealing with after that, they recognized that I could be trusted.
yeah, this is very important.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was helpful when you open your business in Kenosha,
Yeah.
right? But we
Well-
will talk about it. Yeah, we will talk about it. Okay. I will talk to Marsha,
Uh-huh.
and I think we will meet in another week, next
Okay.
Monday.
Okay.
Okay? I'll talk to her. Let's see how we stop the. Okay, good.